Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Dropping Down from the Rafters podcast here on Toned In Entertainment. Today I am very excited because usually we're wrestling, we're pop culture, but today we're dipping into a little bit of the boxing MMA world tonight. And specifically, we're going to be talking about the Level Up Fight Night event going down this Saturday, February 1st in Fort Lauderdale at Extreme Action Park. So I think I should first introduce the guy that put this all together, Johnny Thunder. Johnny, how are you doing, Johnny?
I'm doing good, man. Another day in the life. Getting ready. Fight week. We're all hyped. I mean, I'm saying we're hyped, but we're probably all hungry. But we're good, man. We're ready for war.
I was going to say, Johnny, me and you are no strangers to one another. We got together about a year ago now at CCW when I saw you box in a cage match.
Correct.
But this Saturday, tell us a little bit about the event that's going down this Saturday in Fort Lauderdale.
So it's Next Level Promotions hosting a boxing event, Fort Lauderdale, which is really fun because a lot of the fights that happen down here in South Florida tend to happen in Miami. So Elia is one of the people that's putting everything together, and it's like hometown people, right? So everybody here, everybody that's on the chat, I'm saying it's all local fighters. They're able to go ahead and bring out their families and actually showcase what they're really all about. So yeah, man, it's gonna be fun.
I was gonna say we got a cast of hardcore fighters here. I was watching clips of everybody going into this, and all five of you are way tougher than I will ever be on my toughest day of my life. That's for sure. So let's introduce everybody real quick. First, we have Hebreux Francois, also known as Smiley. How you doing, Hebreux?
I'm good, man. I hope everybody having a good night. Feeling good.
Yeah. Next to Smiley is Evelyn Romo. How you doing, Evelyn?
Doing well. Ready for Saturday.
And Johnny gave her a little shout out already, but Elia Carranza, the Soul Snatcher. How you doing there, Soul Snatcher?
What's up, man? Good night, guys. We're glad to be on here.
And last, but of course, finally, not least, of course, is Tyler Kaplan. How you doing, Tyler?
Awesome, man. Happy fight week.
Happy fight week. Okay, so it's Monday. We're 5 days away from the big fight this Saturday. Let's start with Evelyn. Evelyn, what kind of preparation goes into this week?
This week is really just sweating out and like losing the last few pounds that you have to lose to make the weight. The hard work has been done, so it's just staying sharp and getting your mind right. So I feel like that's like the most important thing to do during fight week.
Okay, well, Smiley, let me come to you, Smiley. Because where are you at in it right now, Smiley?
Man, I'm at McDonald's. Man, cutting weight is easy for me, man. Like, I'm at McDonald's. Like, oh yeah, cookies. So like, if you gonna suffer by yourself. Me, I'm always making sure I'm on weight. I stay in the gym year round, so I'm good on weight.
Smiley, you literally became the most hated man on this panel right now, including for me.
We want attention. We want attention. We want all the eyes on me. That's it.
Okay. Cherry Bomb says she loves it. McDonald's on weight week. I mean, Johnny, is that something that? Okay, take me through this process, Johnny. I mean, going into making their weight. Do some people actually have to maybe put on a few pounds going into the show this week? Is that maybe a thing?
I mean,
Tyler.
a little, maybe.
Tyler.
Yeah. I had a change of opponent.
Yeah, so we actually had a couple of changes with Tyler's opponent last minute, and Tyler's such a monster that he said, "Yo, Elia, I don't care who it is. Put somebody in front of me. It's going to be the same result." So he ended up taking a way heavier opponent. So I was like,
already
"Boy,
underweight.
I need to eat everything."
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's funny because like when I was setting this podcast up with Johnny, I said, "Can we do it on like Thursday night? It's usually a good night for me." He said, "No, because everybody is a completely different person, like I guess 48 hours before the fight. Tyler, what's the difference between you 48 hours before the fight and maybe here on Monday night?
Yeah, normally on the, if it's Thursday night, 24 hours before weigh-ins, I'm usually 5 to 6 pounds over. Then you just sweat it out in the morning and I'm good to go. But now I'm 5 to 6 pounds under and I'm just like, I'm too relaxed. This is like a whole weird feeling for me. And actually be able to enjoy food the week of, it's like, but I'm still trying to stay healthy. I'm, not really going to a McDonald's, but, whatever works for you, we both can win. It's all good. Like he's gonna have a great performance. I'm gonna have a great performance. We're all gonna show up. It's gonna be a great night of fights. I'm really, really excited for all of us.
I was gonna say everybody knows their own body well, so
Exactly.
if McDonald's might be the fuel for the fire to lead Smiley to a victory. I don't know.
Listen. It's a joke. Even though I'm really at McDonald's, I ain't really eating that from McDonald's besides some chocolate chip cookies. So like, but yeah. But listen. Chocolate chip cookies, it's okay. I just came from the gym. I'm on weight and I'm chilling.
I was gonna say the matches, the fights that I've seen of you, Smiley. I mean, you look like you're in incredible shape. You look like you can go the distance. So a few chocolate chip cookies, I don't think ain't gonna hurt you.
Yeah, like that's my cheat meal anyway. So
Okay, Evelyn, what's the difference between you maybe here today on Monday versus you Thursday going into that weigh-in?
I mean, Thursday is just like you're just hungry that day because every ounce counts. So you just want to be on point and you want to be a professional and show up on weight. So obviously it's weird because I feel like normally during camp, like I don't really crave unhealthy things, but for some reason this week I want everything. All the fried food, all the desserts. So it's just, I don't know. It's like a mind thing.
Okay. Well, I know everybody has probably jobs in addition to, their boxing and stuff like that, unless you own a gym or you work at a gym. And
Mhm.
I know, Elia, you have a very important job, and I've seen a couple interviews with you. So, when you're out there, how do you I don't know, because I feel like you need a lot of calories to maintain your job. Is there something that you have to change up and do?
No, I mean, I got a nutritionist quite a few fights ago. I knew that coming into the top three in the world, now being number two, like it's nutrition was everything. So it was something that I knew I lacked. So shout out to my nutritionist, Megan Murphy. She's really, really taught me a lot about nutrition and just how many bad habits we bring in from our amateur days that it takes sometimes a while to adjust. So now having that, like I understand my body now. I understand like how many calories I should be at, what I need to sustain, what I need for performance, and just everything down to science makes it so much easier.
Okay, we got a couple Kaplans here in the chat. Haley Kaplan's here, says, "Let's go. You're all an incredible inspiration." TK metal yellow first, red text yellow gold. I'm not sure what all.
Probably
That,
like an emoji.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Mark Kaplan says, "Tyler, you will be amazing."
Yeah.
Now,
Sure.
I know I get excited whenever I go to fights or events and stuff like that. I feel like I'll start with a Smiley up here. What is the feel? What's going through your veins right now, Smiley, going into this big fight Saturday night in Fort Lauderdale?
man, like I feel like to me it's just another day at work because I feel like I haven't accomplished nothing yet. And then these fights right here, they help build me up. And like I look at it as I'm not gonna say something like a stepping stone or something little, cause this is big, cause this is at my hometown. This is where my family and friends get to come see me put on a great show. So like, I just feel uh I'm ready, man. That's it. I'm ready to put on a show and then show out. That's how I'm feeling.
I like that. Evelyn, what's going through your brain right now? Your adrenaline. What's going on there for this week?
Pretty similar to Smiley. I just feel like, you know, it's really a lifestyle. So it's just like we do this. I'm pretty calm. Just I'm ready to put my hard work and skills to, show. So on a bigger platform and, hard work pays off. So that's really I'm just pretty calm.
Okay, and Elliot, You don't have a match this Saturday? Is that what I
No,
had
thank
heard earlier?
God. No, so this is actually my first. Yeah, this is my first show as a promoter. This is something that I've had in the works for many years now, and it's finally happening. So I'm just excited to host something. I know every single fighter personally. This is something that every single fighter on this card is somebody that I knew in my heart and soul that I wanted on this card. So for it to come together so perfectly and for everything to just fall in line. I'm not gonna say I haven't had curveballs, but everything's been getting handled, man, and God's really been showing us that He's got us, even through the hiccups, even through, again with Tyler's opponent. Man, Tyler's opponent thing almost fell through, and I was on my hands and knees praying, like, listen, I know what's supposed to happen. I understand what we're doing and the severity of what we have here, and what a beautiful thing that we're doing, putting on such a sick show for Broward County, man. Like Johnny was saying earlier, everything always happens in Miami. Nah, we're bringing great fights, amazing fights right here to our backyard in Fort Lauderdale Extreme Action Park. Sick venue. It's just so much fun overall. So I'm pumped. I'm more pumped than anybody because I'm eating perfectly fine. I ain't got no weight cut. I'm happy. I'm probably the happiest person in this whole chat right now.
You are loving life right now.
It's
I can.
phenomenal. Yeah, I should be back fighting April, so I'm extra chilling because I stay around my fight weight. I don't get too off of it. I'm not a big fan of weight cuts, so I just try to stay around my fight weight. But either way, man, nobody likes to cut. They lie if they say that. Nobody likes to cut. It's
No,
not fun.
but
It's
that's a
not fun.
lie. That's a lie for sure. Johnny, what do you have going on this Saturday?
What do you mean? I'm gonna go punch people.
Well, I know, but who are you fighting? I couldn't get any. Like, do you know who you're
Oh.
fighting? What's going on?
No, so the guy I'm fighting, it's gonna be a rematch. When I fought him, I got a draw, and honestly, I mean, I've been coaching. I've been doing nothing but coaching for the past how long? 4 or 5 years now? 5?
Yeah, 5 years.
5 years. So I've been putting everything to the side. And then in my amateur fights before that, man, it was pretty much like 6-7 years before I actually had a fight when I had my debut. I have a really strong team. You know what I mean? Elia and all the fighters at Level Up Boxing, we build a community, and they're like, Coach, it's time for you to go ahead and fight. So I was like, okay, well, we have time. So I took the fight, and literally it was just one of those things where it was just like, oh, I remember this. Oh, this is cool. Oh, this is awesome. And I feel like, you know what I mean? I didn't put the pressure on. I was just more like dodging everything, and he really didn't hit me or anything like that. But it was one of those things where it's just like, oh, I had to get that out of my system. And then, of course, second fight, win by knockout. So this Saturday, my mind is just pretty much going to get that drawback and get that knockout that I want.
I was going to say one thing I've learned: don't bet against Johnny Thunder. That's for sure. Johnny freaking Thunder, I should say.
This wild man. Absolutely not.
No, Tyler, going into this week, what's going through your veins right now?
Well, a year and a half ago, I got the best knockout of my life, and I really thought it would, let me get fights more often, every 2-3 months, but it's been really, really, tough. And then even last week, I thought it was over again. I'm like, I almost really broke down, but everything's meant to be, and we're going to put on the show on Saturday, and it's just very overwhelming, the amount of support I've gotten, the amount of tickets we all sold, and it's going to be a packed house, and I'm going to really enjoy the moment.
Evelyn, for people that haven't come to see you fight in person, what are they missing out on?
A great performance. I feel like I always have exciting fights. So no matter what, I go in there and I give it my all the hard work that I put in. That's really where you have fun in that ring. So it's really exciting.
Let me bring in a couple comments right here. TLP says, Tyler, you got this. Wish I could be there. All of you are going to kick ass.
Tyler got fans.
Yeah,
well, here, Haley is a fan of yours alive. It says, your joy is contagious. You got this, Johnny Thunder. So happy for all of you, for all your hard work and sacrifices, as you will all prosper. Johnny, speaking of hard work and sacrifices, what is like the biggest sacrifice that you have to make to be a boxer in your opinion?
Food. 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 Now,
100%. 100%.
well, the being a fighter is pretty much, giving up a lot of things, holidays, birthdays, family time, a lot of the stuff that kind of makes your DNA. That's one of the biggest sacrifices is really, you're spending so much time in the gym, you're spending so much time working on your craft that you don't really have enough time with your actual family. It's a sacrifice that you make, and it's a sacrifice that everybody understands. So that's probably one of the biggest things. Hint wise is so important that we throw these fights in Fort Lauderdale, is just that our families can come out and actually see why we've been working so hard for. That's why it's so important. But that's one of the biggest thing is your time. And time is everything for us. You know what I mean? I mean, when we're sleeping, our opponent's out running. That's how our minds are wired. You know what I mean? So did we put in extra time? Did we do what we needed to do in the gym? All of that is important. And food. But yeah, that's just pretty much it, man. For me,
yeah, I was gonna say, Evelyn, what's the biggest sacrifice that you've made to get to this point coming into Saturday?
No, I was gonna say that for sure is family time and just time in general, those holidays, birthdays that you miss and things like that. I always like to take at least, after my fights, I'll take at least a week and just go see my grandma, go spend time with my friends and family, because you don't get to see them as often. You're too tired from training, or you're training.
Okay. Tyler, what's the biggest sacrifices that you've made going into this Saturday?
Well, for this fight, I took off a few weeks from work, and I've just been, treating this like a job. Like, I'm fully committed to the job I have to do, and nothing else mattered. Any personal problems, anything. It's just, there's no emotion. There's just a job that has to be done on Saturday. Like, no one really cares if we're happy, sad, mad. It's an emotionless day on Saturday, and just ready to enjoy the moment and put on the show for everyone.
I was going to say, that's one of the things I don't think us as fans or spectators think about is...
Oh, we're all human.
Right.
We all have problems going on. Like, it is what it is. My opponent, like, someone just has to show up and weigh in on Friday. I don't really care who it is. I don't care what weight. Like, we got to fight on Saturday. Like, and it doesn't matter what's going on in any of our lives. Like, we all got a job to do on Saturday.
Okay. Smiley, what would you say if you can hear me now at the McDonald's where you're coming live from over there? What's the biggest sacrifices you've had to make so far to get where you're at in your career? Smiley's got his mic muted, though. Nope. Smiley, your mic is muted.
That boy did not have to sacrifice cookies.
No. Smiley, your mic is muted. And...
we know what he didn't sacrifice.
Okay. All right. So Snatcher,
while button right there at the bottom, a little mic button.
Well, he left. He went to go run some laps around the building. Yes. While he's waiting. Well, let me talk.
He's ordering another burger.
Probably. The order just came right now. He's like, yeah, I'm out of here. Well, let me ask you, Soul Snatcher, obviously, you're not fighting this weekend. So what's the difference in your preparation going into this weekend? I know, like, physically, maybe it's not as tough, but I feel like the mental challenges maybe going into this, or maybe the stress level is a lot tougher maybe than normal.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like nonstop. Like, I got up out of bed like at 3 a.m. and was like, I'm awake. Like, I need to work. I got stuff to do. I mean, it's nonstop. It's making sure that every last stone gets turned, so that day, it's just, you're already going to deal with so many problems as it is. So just trying to be as preventative as possible. Make sure the fighters are good, man. Like I said, I'm such a fan of every fighter on this card. Like, people have no idea how personal this is to me. Like, these are fighters I admire, fighters I respect, fighters that I love, fighters that I'm fans of. Like, these are not just everyday fighters. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Like, this is not your average card, man. This card has bangers on it, phenomenal local fighters, and then local fighters that we're bringing in. They're not even coming from that far. We're bringing people in from West Palm, from Orlando. Like, we wanted to keep it as home base as possible, and that's what we did. So I'm excited to watch everybody go out there and really show out in a different venue, in front of different people, a different crowd. It's gonna be fireworks, man. I'm so pumped.
Smiley, are you with us now?
I hope so, man.
Yes, he is. Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. So look, I heard everything. I was not ordering a burger. I don't know, something happened, but I couldn't fix it.
I was
We
going to
good
say,
now.
Smiley, I'll give you my address. Have a DoorDash over here for after the show.
Hey, listen, I'm a big bag. It's okay.
Oh god.
Okay, so yeah, my question was, what type of sacrifices have you had to make going into your fighting career, especially kind of going into this big fight on Saturday?
Man, it's a lot of sacrifices, man, up and down, like losing like friends, not seeing family, not eating as high like you want to. Even though I'm at McDonald's, I eat my chocolate chip cookies. Don't come for me. But like, starting this boxing journey, like I had a trainer, Ace, Ada Velez. I had left her after a year. I was by myself, training myself, going to amateur shows by myself, and then finding like a regular coach, a random coach to corner me, and I get my fights in. And then eventually I got good. I started doing nationals, traveling a lot more. I left my home state, Broward, and then found a different trainer, and then we locked in. And like, I'll tell you, wherever I'm at right now, like it's just me. I got no families. I got no relative like blood that's close to me. I'm by myself, but I did build a family up there with my coach and his family and people at the gym that I'm at. Um, Sacrifices, man. It's a lot. Like I can't name you one. It's plenty of them. So, but all those sacrifices gets me where I'm at right now. Talking to you, Elia hitting me up, telling me about her show. I'm really happy, she hit me up. I'm really happy she get to put on a show in Fort Lauderdale. Like this probably like the first pro show in Fort Lauderdale, and I get to be a part of it. That's what's up. I'm really grateful for that.
That's awesome. Cherry Bomb says, I love the passion you all have, that she can feel it. I know Evelyn has to jet out of here at 8:30, but I do want to ask you just one more question. I know you've only, from what I saw, not too many fights under your belt right now, but what would you say is the biggest difference between the first fight that you stepped into and the one going on this Saturday in Fort Lauderdale? The biggest difference, maybe the biggest thing that you've learned or your biggest growth since then?
I mean, the first fight was really just getting the first fight jitters out of the way. So now that that's out the way, every fight that I've had, I've only had two professional fights. This will be my third professional fight. So every single fight, I've learned something and about myself and about just getting better in the ring. And this time around, it's just, putting those new skills to work and showing out. So I'm really grateful for this opportunity. Shout out to Elia. I'm so thankful that to be on this card in Fort Lauderdale. It's going to be amazing. I already know. So, and also super excited to be, I met Smiley actually at an amateur tournament in Jacksonville like years ago. So for us to be on the same card a couple years later is
Crazy.
pretty dope.
Yeah,
All
that's
right. So
Yeah.
like everything's coming full circle then.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So
Awesome.
thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Evelyn, where can people follow you on social media?
On all social media platforms at the Evelyn Romo.
Okay. Well, I know you have to head out. So definitely best of
Yes.
luck going
All
into
right.
this Saturday. And I know you can watch the show, Johnny, right? This Saturday, even if you're not in
Yes.
Fort Lauderdale.
See you guys Saturday.
Correct. Yes. We'll be live streaming it. So if you guys are not following us, follow us at Next Level Promotions on Instagram. We'll have all like the links and whatnots on there. So you can go ahead and live stream it if you guys are not in the area and watch the show.
Okay. Let me ask Elia the same question I just asked about the biggest growth that you've seen in yourself since the first day that you stepped into the ring to where we are here in January of 2025.
Oh man, It's crazy because in women's boxing, it's light years. You know, we move at a different rate. Everything just moves so faster. It come faster. For me, technically, can't come fast enough. But everything just it's so much growth. You have no choice. You know, because you're gonna be doing a title fight within below 20 fights, whereas a lot of people get a lot more experience before that. So it's kind of just picking up everything. You know, it doesn't matter if I win, lose. Regardless, we go back to the drawing boards. I've had to learn to celebrate my wins a lot more. I'm very, very hard on myself. I'm my own biggest critic because I want to be the best in the world, and it's something that it's just I know I'm going to be a world champion and then move on to the undisputed. So I don't go easy on myself. You know, I have a fight, and immediately after, I'm like, no, I could have done this, and this. And Johnny's our rule, even with our amateur fighters since back in the day, is always we talk about all that on Monday. We can talk about that when we get back to the gym on Monday. Right now, we celebrate our win. We celebrate what we did. We celebrate all the right stuff because clearly a lot more went right than it went wrong. You know, just celebrating the wins and just knowing that you better get right back to the drawing board, though, regardless of what happened, because it's all a learning curve and you have to get better every fight. And I do. And that's something I'm very proud of. And it's all I strive to do, that every fight better, faster, sharper, smarter, more accurate, more precise, like just every fight 1% better. And we're good with that, you know, and that's what we do.
I like it. Johnny, I know you have several people that you have trained, right, on this show on Saturday.
No, just
Nope.
I haven't trained anybody that's on the show.
On this one. Okay.
I've been friends with Tyler. Me and Tyler's been at the same gym for a very long time. So, Tyler having his pro debut
I'm his
on,
fighter.
Well, I was gonna get
I
there.
said, I'm your fighter, just not fighting next weekend.
Yeah, she's not fighting next week. Elia, I'm gonna get to Elia, but Tyler's one of my guys that I've known for a very long time. His coach was my coach, and we've always been around each other all the time. So him having his pro debut with us, it's like mind
So
blowing.
surreal. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So exciting, man. So exciting. Another of the fighters that's on the card, Carlos. I've done Golden Gloves with him. I've the amateurs with him. I mean, we've known each other for so long. He's been in our gym too. So it's super cool. I'll say my pride and joy is Elia. Elia kind of brought my spark back into boxing. She was the reason why I got back into boxing. And now she's number 2 in the world. So you can see, it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, she's doing all this, like she's doing the whole thing. She's allowing me to fulfill a passion of mine's, check something out of my bucket list and whatnot. So, she's given us all the love and all the attention. And when it's time for her to fight, it's the same way. So, I mean, she's one. And then I have another fighter that's fighting on the 15th on my birthday, February 15th. And that's going to be in Miami. So that's why we need more fights in Fort Lauderdale.
True story, though. Smiley fought our fighter back in the amateurs. So, again, we all go way back
That's right.
forever now, guys.
I love the full circle thing here.
Yeah.
Tyler, let me ask you. Johnny said like mind blowing, and then when he said mind blowing, you kind of shook your head.
Oh, because I'm looking back at it where I was probably 18, 19 years old. Like I was doing kickboxing fights then, and it's just I was just to try to look back, and that version of me is much different than this version of me. Like that version of me didn't even understand what a real training camp was, how to really conduct yourself as a professional, and but it's all part of it, all a learning process, and it's a full circle moment Saturday for both of us to be on the same card, and all the way back from the strike gym days. Like it's really crazy.
Strike gym. Oh.
Strike gym. Nuts.
Tyler, let me ask you a question. Like when I made the thumbnail for this, I'm like, man, this dude looks scary. Like,
but I'm also like the nicest, calmest guy you'll
right.
ever meet. Like, it's just a switch why we got to turn on Saturday night. Then we turn it right back off. We go back to normal life, and we just leave it all in the ring. We got some demons to get out, but thank God we got an opponent, and we got to go to work on Saturday. I'm
So
excited.
the opponent feels the switch then.
Yeah, I mean, I try to take myself to a dark place. Like he's been talking bad about me. He hates
Oh
my wife.
dang.
He hates my dog. Like he wants, it's you got to take yourself to a place that you know, where I have to, get a job done on Saturday.
Okay, Smiley, what's the switch that flips for you when you step inside the ring versus the Smiley guy here at McDonald's right now?
Man, there is no switch. I'm smiling throughout the whole match. I smile through it all, baby.
Okay, so you're just having a good time no matter what
Yeah.
while you're in
No,
there.
no matter what, like, um, you can try to get me mad. You can try to, but the only thing that's gonna happen when we step in there is, just me smiling while I'm punching you, or you punching me.
Okay. Johnny, for anybody that I know, I've been to Extreme Action Park several times. I've seen some events go on in the background there, and it's a great venue for what you guys are doing this Saturday. So for anybody, excuse me, that hasn't been out there, what's your pitch to them to come out and check out the show at Extreme Action Park, and why this space makes this the perfect place for the fights this weekend?
First and foremost, if you're bored before the fights even start, it's a whole arcade. It's like so many games. There's so many stuff you can do. You can kind of unwind your brain from it, and before you're gonna go into and just watch full total carnage and violence, and the wars that's going on. It's an awesome venue, man. There's a lot of parking. How about that? There's a lot of parking. That's a main selling point, right?
We know about parking issues, don't we,
know
Johnny?
about parking. Yes. But it's a huge place. It's a big place. You can't miss it. It's right off of 95 and Commercial. It's amazing. It's awesome. There's everything in that building. Everything is in that building. So before the fights and after the fights, there's a lot of things you can do. We just end up being the cool people that's in there, throwing the fights. So that's it, man.
I was gonna say there's not too many places you can go and like ride go-karts and then go watch a boxing match next in the same venue, right?
You know who does that? Level Up does that. All right.
Boom.
Evelyn Carranza does that. That's what she does. She makes things happen. Okay. You know what? That's what we need. Okay. Just go-karts around the ring next time. No, I'm joking.
I got the next idea. I'm ready.
Okay. we're doing a whole different type of entertainment then from there.
Gonna cut a whole promo on.
Right. Exactly. Well, I know you all are very busy, and I wanted to be respectful of everybody's time. Tyler, is there anything else that you want to say before we let you go and you get ready for the fight this Saturday, and also let people know where they can follow you at?
I would just say enjoy the show and don't blink. It's gonna be entertaining. Hope I might get the whole 12 minutes for 3-minute rounds, but I highly doubt it'll last the 4 rounds. But I'm gonna enjoy every second of it, and you can follow me on TK_boxing on Instagram and just enjoy the show.
I was gonna say you don't get paid by the minute.
No, I'm not in this for the paycheck. I'm just in this to find out the best version of myself on Saturday night.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Smiley, what about you? Same question.
Oh man, I just know y'all be out there. Come watch like the fighters, or your local fighters putting a great performance, a great show. Come enjoy yourself at the venue because it's a great place, like they said. And me, I'm like John Cena, man. That man can't see me, so I'm gonna take him out.
It wouldn't be a podcast here on Tone and Entertainment without some type of wrestling reference, right, Johnny?
Good job. Good job, guys. Good job.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm watching wrestling too.
You got wrong.
Sorry.
Johnny is a multitasker. Soul Snatcher. I just love calling you Soul Snatcher because I just think it's such an awesome
That's
name.
what most people do at this point. Like, I don't even know what my name is some days. That's what I get.
Well, Johnny knows from me being in the wrestling world. I know people by their personas and their real names, but I never call anybody by their real name. I'm always like, "What's going on, Killmeister?" Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Your name is it's Ozzy Killmeister. It's Cha Cha Charlie. Like that's who you are to me and everybody else. I like to be respectful of the name. So Soul Snatcher, I know you're not fighting this weekend. but you got a lot going on. You put a lot of hard work and effort into this. I want to commend you on that, because I think just taking on a challenge like that in its own is a lot to take on, and a lot of responsibility. And you seem to be thriving and pumped and ready to go. I could tell by the tone of your voice, you're more excited, I think, than some of the people that are fighting. So your last pitch for people to come out this Saturday, and where people can follow you at.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people say as a gimmick, like, oh, you don't want to miss this one. No, bro, I mean it. Like, you really don't want to miss this one. For sure, there's just no better place you can be. Whatever it is that you could typically do on your Saturday, that can happen another time. Because this show, it's only gonna happen one time. We're gonna have plenty of shows later on, but this card, the amazingness, the chemistry on it, we got a lot of bangers, man. So, like I keep saying, I'm super excited for a reason. At the end of the day, the most important part about this card to me is that I'm a boxing fan. So I wanted good boxing fights. I didn't want just to put together something for people to get some wins and call it a day. Like, no, we wanted competitive fights. I have 2 female fights on there. So not just Evelyn Romo. We have Logan Holler versus Kaitlin Lavigne. Which that's huge. That's a huge fight happening down here, a local card. You know, both of these girls are seasoned. Both of these girls have a good amount of fights under their belt. So it's exciting, man. The women always put on a great show. So I'm honored to have 2 female fights on here. We're working on getting more of that. But until then, I know the guys are going to give just as great of a show, because these guys are just phenomenal fighters. So anybody who's into boxing, if you've never even been to a boxing show, even better, because this is definitely the first time for first timers. This is the show you want to go to. It's going to make you fall in love with boxing for sure.
Oh, I love it. And let me ask you just one question, because I know for wrestling shows, a lot of times it's hard to get 2 female matches on a card somewhere. Is boxing the same type of challenge?
Oh yeah, completely. And it's expensive, man. It's expensive. And at least like for the guys, we can match them locally and things like that. I can't do that for girls. We're not finding a local opponent. Point period blank. You have to fly them in. You got to fly in their team. You got to get it's a lot, you know. But I work with the fighters. Every single fighter, I've gone above and beyond what I can do for them. You know, I rather give the shirt off my back. And at the end of the day, I understand that we have to make money, and I got people I got to pay back, and there's a lot of, you know, that goes into this. But I am truly looking to putting on a great show, and I have the fighters' best interest as heart, you know, so that definitely shows. And again, I think that trying to give that relief to them and helping them in so many different ways, I'm just hoping that that'll show in their performance on Saturday the way I know it will.
Wow, it's so exciting. It's like, I just moved up to Atlanta a couple months ago from Miami. That's how I knew Johnny from down there working. And I actually have to fly down to Miami on Wednesday for a job, but I'm flying there and back. If I would have known about this, I would have had them do the job on Friday so I can stay for the fight.
Call them, change your flight, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I gotta see if they got that insurance on that flight. Like, we have to reschedule for Saturday, and I gotta be done by 3:00. Well, Johnny, again, last pitch going into this Saturday's event, where people can follow you at.
You can follow me at Johnny Freaking Thunder, Instagram, Facebook, anything Level Up Boxing and Fitness. That Level Up, that's our gym. Any of our fighters or anything that we're doing is going to be on that. Boxing related, of course, with me, Johnny Freaking Thunder. You already know me. I'm doing boxing, and then I do wrestling now. So you're going to have that side also. That's going to be coming up pretty strongly, hopefully this year. But yeah, that's it, man. I really hope that everybody comes out and enjoys. Like Elia said, we're super excited with these fighters, and just with a lot of the group of fighters that we have. It's so cool, that atmosphere that we have. Everybody kind of knows everybody, so it's just like everybody's gonna go in there with good vibes and beautiful violence. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be so much fun, man. It's gonna be so much fun. So if you can't be there in person, like Mr. Tony here, then you're gonna have to go ahead and get on the stream and make sure you stream us, because these fights are not going to disappoint. They are going to be barn burners.
Yeah, we're partnered with Millions Co. So we'll be streaming with Millions. Even if you didn't follow any of us and you followed Millions, they're going to be posting all week. They're already posting a lot about the interviews that they had with our fighters. So we have a great streaming partner. We're super excited to have them on board. So we're excited, man. We got great streaming. We got great everything. We're ready to go.
I love it. I can definitely tell that all of you are ready to go. Cherry Bomb says looking forward to these matches and great podcasts. So I'm sure she'll be watching, whether in person or streaming. I'm sure she's gonna have her seats as well for this show as well. Well, again, best of luck to all of you, not only this Saturday, but definitely moving forward into all your future endeavors. Let me bring in one more comment here from Haley Kaplan. Let's go. Thank you to Tony. Oh, yeah, absolutely. What an enjoyable experience. Well, thank you to the guests. And Johnny, definitely, I know we literally talked about this on Saturday when I saw the flyer. And I was like, you know what? I think this needs to be shared a little bit. Like, let's get the word out about the show. Because honestly, if I was there, I would be at the show on Saturday. It looks awesome. And I'm sure you're going to have no guy in pink boxing gloves sucker punching you after the first round during this match.
We're going to run that match back, though. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's time to bring Rich Wise to level up and have that boxing match there, Johnny. Well, thank you to, again, everybody here. And again, best of luck moving forward. And guys, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that red subscribe button so you can stay tuned in here to Tone and Entertainment for future videos.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.